brings it back home for the embellishment of the home and the enhancement of her husband. There is no financial competition.
Well, Dr. Evans will come back with some straight talk about the fallacy of feminism in just a moment. Now, we have a booklet by Dr. Evans that makes a perfect follow-up for today's lesson. It's called For Married Women Only. It focuses on submitting to your husband's spiritual leadership, cultivating a gentle and quiet spirit, and experiencing God's protection and peace when your husband falls short. I also want to tell you about a great resource for your church or home group. It's called The Victory in Spiritual Warfare Field Guide for Battle. It's an 8-session adult Bible study that'll help you and your group discover why many of the problems we struggle with aren't really problems, but symptoms of spiritual warfare going on behind the scenes of our lives. Sessions focus on how to use the armor of God described in Ephesians. There are also study and discussion questions to help drive the content home and build group interaction. And then one more reminder before I give you our contact information. If you're looking for the perfect gift for someone you care about this Christmas, let me suggest that you drop by our website, tonyevans.org, and check out a special section called Spread the Love of God this Christmas. You'll find a collection of books, DVDs, and CDs, some of our most popular titles, specially selected and discounted for the holidays. Again, that's tonyevans.org, where you can find details on these and all of our resources, ministry events, and more. Or give us a call at 1-800-800-3222 and let one of our staff members help you. Right now, though, here's Dr. Evans with more of our message.
If you love your career so much that your husband is never benefiting from the career that you love, then you are not a godly wife. You bought the feminist lie that you're your own woman, you do your own thing, and that man is your inconvenience. That is a lie from the pit of hell. The feminism movement is a lie from the pit of hell. It is born from satanic rebellion against the holy God. He says that this woman, while she uses a skill, she brings it home, she invests. She's a woman of great education, of great skill. Her husband knows that every dollar she makes and every dime she spends will make the home a better place to live. But because many of you have established your own bank accounts and spending your own money for your own agenda, and the good of the husband is nowhere to be found, then the blessing of God will not rest on your life or be in your home. When you, lady, begin to live your married life with no thought of the betterment of your husband, you have joined hell in dissolving your marriage. God did not give you a husband for you still to be an independent single woman. He gave you a husband so that you could partner with him using your gifts, your skills, your abilities, but the home is thrust forward and the man is better off because he needs that help. And whenever your career demands of you that which negates your role as wife and mother, you're in the wrong career. Whenever your career, you say, but I love this job. No, you didn't hear me. Whenever your career, yeah, but I studied and went to college and got a master's for this job. You didn't hear me. Whenever your career gets in the way of you loving that man, being good for that man, and using your skills and resources for the betterment and ongoing of that home, you're in the wrong job. And if you're going to be a woman of God, you must say, if I have to let this job go, honey, I want to let you know I will take no job and work for no man who will be better off than you will be because of 8 hours I spend out of this house every day. That is my commitment. This man's wife uses her skills and abilities, doesn't throw them away, but the man is better off because of it. Notice she also helps him parentally. Verse 15, she rises while it is still night, gives food to her household. Verse 21, she is not afraid of the snow for her household are clothed with scarlet. Scarlet means double lining. That's what the Hebrew word means. In other words, she assists her husband by helping with the kids. The husband's job is to manage the home, but the wife's job is to help him. And one of the primary ways that the wife helps him is in the management of the children. She's not to replace him, but she is to help him. And here we have a home where this woman is so committed, so determined, that she gets up earlier than everybody else to make sure that all the bases are covered. Now, why does God ask a woman to prioritize the home? Because the job of the home is to raise the next generation of godly seed. That's why. And if you have to leave the home so much that you cannot assist your husband in a significant way as a parent and guardian of the children, then you're not fulfilling what God has told you to do. That's why Titus says older women teach younger women how to be keepers at home. That's why 1 Timothy 5 says to the women to take care of those children, to never let the outside pull of the world keep you from being a dynamic wife and mother. Never let the schedule outside to dictate the schedule inside. Never let the program downtown come into your house. Downtown must wait for your family. Your family cannot wait for downtown, because when your kids go left, downtown will lock them up. They won't raise them up. And so it's our job to make sure that there is a priority, the commitment to the household. And you are to help your husband. If somebody must work overtime to make ends meet, then you help your husband so that he works overtime, not you. We have too many women who are working overtime, and they're working overtime on top of the overtime because they're trying to get ahead. They're trying to climb the corporate ladder. And if that overtime is causing you to no longer be the helper of him, then you have failed. And what was a godly home became a godless home. She also helps him personally. Look at this lady, verse 17. She girds herself with strength and makes her arms strong, gets her aerobic workout. This woman takes care of herself. Verse 22. She makes coverings for herself, and her clothing is fine linen and purple. This woman is looking good. We're not talking about some haggard person here. This man is excited to go home. She's also a benefit to him ministerially. Verse 20. She extends her hands to the poor, and she stretches out her hands to the needy. Verse 26. She opens her mouth in wisdom, and the teaching of kindness is on her tongue. She's serving the poor and counseling other people. So she's come along inside in ministry. She's a partner with him, sharing her wisdom with someone else. She doesn't have time to gossip. She's spending too much time for her man. She doesn't have time to spend all day in front of a soap opera because she's got a man that she's got to make look good. And how good was this man? Well, I'll tell you what, verse 11 says her husband trusts in her. And let me tell you something else. Verse 23, her husband is known in the gates when he is among the elders. Everybody knows who this man is because of this woman. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying, but what about me? I don't always want to be in the background. I don't always want to be hidden. I don't always want to be making some man look good. I want to look good. I want people to talk about me. Well, men, if you got this kind of wife, that's exactly what should happen. Look at verse 28. You should make your children praise her. Isn't that what it says? Your children should rise up and call you blessed. You should make the children say, thank you, Mom, that on cold days I'm warm. Thank you, Mom, that on cold days I've got hot food. Thank you. Then it says her husband should praise her. When you got a woman like this, you should talk about her all day long. You should say thank you. Can't live without you. Need you. Enjoy you. Don't want to go to sleep without just looking at you one more time, and got to see you as the first person in the morning. But not only that, it says because she fears the Lord, because God is her motivation, look at this, let her own works praise her in the gates. Now, what's the gates? The gates is downtown. It's where the elders were. It's where her husband works. What should happen? All the guys at the office should know about your wife so that your wife is as known in the office as you are, because she made it so you could be at the office in the first place. So go public with this woman. Don't keep her in the background. Go public. There's no privacy here. You are to make your man look good, and then he's to take you public with him so that he understands, that everybody else understands, even at the gates downtown, in the courthouse, that this woman did it.
Dr. Tony Evans, showing how a wife can impact her home and her community. Now, on Monday, we'll learn more about what God has in mind for wives and mothers. But if you'd like to study this teaching at your own pace, we have CD or DVD copies available. Get in touch with us for details on the title, The Wife's Role in the Home. Better yet, get this message as a part of Dr. Evans' 12-part CD or DVD series called The Christian Family. It describes how to build a godly marriage and home, including studies on rekindling the romantic flame, parenting, communication, and finances. Remember, you can call us at 1-800-800-3222. Staff members are standing by around the clock to help you. Or get instant information and make requests online at tonyevans.org. That's tonyevans.org. On Monday, Dr. Evans has more to say to women about why submission is the only reliable path toward real equality in your marriage. Be sure to join us. The Alternative with Dr. Tony Evans is brought to you by the Urban Alternative, rebuilding lives from the inside out.